What you're hearing all around me right now in the pre-sunrise light is called the dawn chorus. It's the time of day when birds are the loudest. And the reason for that has to do a lot with the peculiar way that sound works with the atmosphere. For instance, one thing that goes into it is that days are usually more windy than nights. There's a lot of factors here. Let me explain. Firstly, the birds you're hearing right now are mostly male. They're protecting and/or claiming territory, they're looking for mates, and in fact, one of the big reasons they want to do this in the morning and do it so loudly is that they want to broadcast how strong and virile they are. Now we get to what happens in the morning before the sun is all the way up. Sound travels differently right now because the air itself is different. See, winds are almost always more intense higher in the atmosphere because the friction near the ground slows the wind down. What happens during the day is that the sun warms the ground, which warms the air above it. Then that air acts in concert with the air above that, and wind blows on the surface. But at night, the dark ground cools down by a process called long-wave radiation. That then cools the air at the surface while the warm air rises up. That creates a decoupling between the lower and higher parts of the atmosphere. Now the cooler, denser air at the surface isn't as affected by its higher counterparts, which means wind doesn't blow as much, which means birdsong can travel without being buffeted about, which means that birds can identify each other much more easily. And the last factor is that because we have a layer of cool air covered by a blanket of warm air, sound tends to bend downwards. I've covered that elsewhere if you're interested.
But some birds, like the swamp sparrow, actually sing in the morning to warm up for the rest of the day. See, bird songs can be just as hard to perform as human songs.
But you may see some people say that sound travels farther in the morning because the air is less humid. It's not exactly true. Sound actually doesn't travel as efficiently in dry air. And in fact, the morning right now is way more humid than it was last night or even during the day. Right now we're at 77% relative humidity.
One more note, some small birds call out in the morning before it gets light so that they can't be detected by predators by sight. So they're getting their one last little respite before they have to put their heads and their voices a little bit more down for the day.
And all of this is why this beautiful sound is happening all around me. And you too, if you wake up early enough. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.